stop for 40 minutes around.
No,
Correct,
no, no,
sir?
no, sir. It will continue.
It continues, sir.
No.
Okay, thank you very much. And my request is on behalf, please, all the participants, just mute your mobiles during this session, and whatever the questions you have, you can ask at the end of the session. And I'm very this is some sort of disturbance. Sir, one more thing. Raghuveer sir, Karnakar sir, మీరు హోస్ట్ అయ్యి ఎవరైనా లేట్ గా జాయిన్ అయితే వాళ్ళని అడ్మిట్ చేసుకోండి. ఎవరైనా హోస్ట్ ఉంటే మీరు డిస్టర్బ్ వచ్చిన వాళ్ళ దగ్గర వాళ్ళని మ్యూట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సార్ దయచేసి మ్యూట్ చేయండి. డెల్, ఐఫోన్, సావిద్య, రామానుజం, శ్రీనివాస్. ఓకే.
Shall I start? Hello, Karnakar. Raghuveer here. Shall I start?
Start, sir. Please start.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I am very much thankful to give me this opportunity to have an interactive session with all of you, all the intellectuals on this link. So I say intellectuals means you have some excellent knowledge, and I'll be discussing on the same here. And after that, how to protect our knowledge and how can we protect it, how can we materialize into our remunerations part, all those things we can discuss. And then followed by behavioral safety. So how do we should we bring a behavioral aspect change in our life in view of leading a safety life. So I'll start sharing my screen. So hope you all can see my screen. Hello?
Sir.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah. So today I'll be taking you to the tour of overview of intellectual properties. So as Principal Sir and other sirs mentioned rightly, and even Karnakar also mentioned that intellectual, where we have a certain knowledge, a skill set, and expertise in our brain, how can we safeguard that in terms of our ideas? So that is what an intellectual properties right we are going to talk today on that. So we have a lot of property like movable property. Everyone might have purchased land, car, pen, furniture, dress, and jewelry. Those are all properties which can be movable. Somebody can even steal them, like jewelry or money. And there are some immovable properties, lands, buildings, all those things, where we register them on our name. And another, the one which we are going to discuss is the intellectual's property, that is all our mind game. So our ideas, our thought process, our designs, our synthetic schemes, and since we have given a lot of efforts on our brains, whatever we have read, and we have extrapolated our knowledge and come up with some new novelty thought process, inventions, literary works, paintings, designs, trade secrets, business secrets, all these which can be patented or registered somewhere as our intellectual property, and we will be getting the benefit out of that. So hope so far everything, the introduction part I have cleared. So let's move to the next slide. So in the Paris, the history of IP started in the Paris in 1880, and then world intellectual property rights has taken it forward with some more reservations, and then it extrapolated to World Trade Organization, as I mentioned, like agreements, all those things, and trade secrets, and then again it went into next level of trade secrets. So in India also, Intellectual Property Act came in 1999, and Design Registration Act came in 2000. So from 1970, three major changes have been
Sir, excuse
addressed
me, slide
in
is not
terms
clear,
of,
sir.
yeah, hope now it is clear.
No, Raghuveer, just please keep on stable one.
Sir, sir, you are using mobile. It is it will get vibration. It is coming, sir. Instead of this, you can share the screen through the laptop, sir. It will be clear.
Yeah, there was some technical glitch. That's why I could not able to share.
Because actually, what happened is actually when you are using the mobile, automatically it is little vibration is there. Then we are not able to see the slides exactly. That is the problem, because otherwise you do it one, fix the mobile in the stable manner, then it will be, I think, okay. Or otherwise we are unable to see your screen. Thank you, sir.
Definitely I'll do that. Oh, give me a second. Hello everyone. Hope this should be fine.
Okay, sir. Now it's okay.
Yeah. Is this visible now? Hello.
Can you cannot share your screen?
No, there. I am not able to share that screen part. Just hold on. Just hold on. Yeah, is this okay?
Okay.
Karnakar?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Should I move ahead?
Go, sir. Go.
So we were discussing about the history of intellectual property. So in India, it got activated in 1970, and certain major decisions and amendments happened. The modifications happened in 1999. So these are not major interest of our subject. Let's move forward. So intellectual property, how many types are there? I believe a couple of minutes ago, our principals are also mentioned about the various types of intellectual property rights, like patents, copyrights, So patents we do mainly for a lot of designs, synthetic schemes, chemistry field, engineering field. Copyrights mainly for the movie industry, any telefilms like that, they take the copyrights. Trademarks like as principal sir mentioned about iPhone trademark and LG trademark, Puma and Adidas, like that, those are the trademarks. And there are certain trade secrets also, which I'm also not much knowledge on that. And then geographical indications like certain areas are meant for certain important food items, like if you see Darjeeling tea plants, all those things. So they capture the geographical importance as an intellectual property, that in the world Darjeeling tea is the most famous one, and that type of tea is not grown elsewhere in any of the part of the country or India or the geography. So these are various types of the intellectual property rights. So a patent is another way of securing our knowledge part. So whenever an idea comes, a thought process comes, you can patent it by just filing your thought process, and then the authorities grant you the application. And due course of certain time, you need to fulfill all your requirements. And the term of patent, once it is filed, it will be 20 years. So why it is 20 years? It means since, as you know, research is, if you take the pharmaceutical industry, so whenever a scientist comes up with certain ideas of new molecules, he tried to patent it based on the structure correlation activities, QSAR studies. He anticipates that this drug can cure, say, like new COVID disease or your HIV or diabetes, any drug. Then what he does, he files a patent and then he starts his research. So 1,000 molecules screen may come to 100. Out of 100, 3 molecules down the line in 5 to 6 years can come to synthesis, where the drug activity is developed. So as and when the development happens, he goes on improvising the patent and adding to the patent areas. So once he gets, there is a good quality of the drug made, and it gives it has a certain reason to treat, then a full-fledged patent is been filed, and that is called sometimes product patent, process patent as well. So once it has a patent, then the drug has to undergo many phases of the developments, like early phase, all those things, and which takes another 5 years. So a person who has a knowledge, he has patented, when he gets 20 years of patent life, out of that 10 years goes into his research work, and the rest 10 years he will get the benefit of his intellectual property, where he gets the exclusivity to sell that. And why this patent should come into the picture, why a person cannot do it himself? The patents are encouraged by the government authorities, that when they have a patent, they give exclusivity to sell it with the own price of the proprietary, the owner. So, and to the benefit of the human mankind, the patent is been designated for 20 years. As I mentioned, there are types of intellectual property rights in which the trademarks are also plays a major role, because few people may not understand the quality by reading it. Few people will understand by logo. Sometimes the logo and the design, the trademark fixes in the mind. So we all know there is a Bata, in the way it has written, that has its trademark. And the Coca-Cola, Microsoft comes with the 4 bricks, Unilever, Adidas, all those the pictures which I am showing here are some of the trademarks. Trade secrets, Coca-Cola, it has a recipe that the taste comes and that secret it has kept. Even KFC, the chicken which we eat, that taste we cannot get anywhere. And we have tried in many will serve KFC chicken, but that's not as good as the actual KFC. And the geographical indications, our Lord Tirupati Venkateshwar Swami Laddu is a geographical indication, and it has a patent. So that was on the introduction part, how the patent arised and how, what are the types of the patents we have just now gone through. And but who manages all these things? There are should be some statutory functioning bodies to take care of this patent activity. So organization of Indian intellectual property offices I have just depicted on my slide. That is Ministry of Industry and Commerce. So why Ministry of Industry and Commerce? Because all the knowledge, anything comes out, it goes into industry, and then commerce. Commerce comes again as economy, finances, all those things. So that is the spearhead of all these activities. Then it goes to Office of the Controller, Patents, Designs, and Trademarks. And individually based on the domain areas. So a design wing is established at Kolkata, and a patent offices at various places, that is metropolitan cities like Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai. So these are the cities where the trace registries have been captured. Geographical indications registry kept at Chennai, and patent information to manage all the information that where we are getting all these things is managed at Nagpur. So this is the organogram of patent intellectual properties at India. So again, before entering into the actual patent part, as I mentioned, so patents give certain exclusivity to the intellectuals or the companies, and they have certain cream of enjoying their efforts. So why this has to be registered? Why, if you have an idea and if you don't patent, what will happen? So if an idea don't patent, it is as good as somebody can steal and he can start selling those ideas. Say Thomas Alva Edison, who has invented the bulb, he has patented it because people know him that he has invented, and that's why we, whenever a bulb is switched on in our mind, we should know, yes, Edison has invented it. So in that way, a patent can be read by somebody. It can be shared in the public domain. People can read it. The knowledge is being shared, but it cannot be commercialized because people will know it's already patent. So in a best way to make it simple way to understand, if you see while going in somewhere in the outskirts of the cities, you might be looking at, there are some lands without any notice board, but there are few lands with notice boards that this land belongs to some X person and his mobile number is given on a big board on that. Means it is publicized that this land belongs to person, and no one has right to enter into his property or sell his property. Somewhere, if that is not there, some people may enter it, they can execute something because they don't know, and the owner may not go into it. So in that way, patent or the ideas can be patented rather than storing in the cupboards. So it's good to have a patent ideas published and get the benefit out of that. So what is a patent? So rather, a patent gives the right to exclude other form making. So some other should not make it. Some other should not use it. Offer for a sale. So that's all I have discussed. So it's a in negative right, its own individual's right that this property, this idea is owned by Karnakar, Raghuveer, or Dr. Kondaji, somebody. So this is what the patent says. So a patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention which is which is a product or a process that provides a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. So today, if say some our intellectuals who are all on this link and listening to my presentation comes up some idea that this molecule can cure COVID, then that idea can be patented. So that idea patented, it undergoes various forms of further studies, and then everyone will help in that support. And once that idea materializes, then he will get the exclusivity of selling that idea. So some company may come and he may ask, doctor, can you give me this idea? I will pay for you. So that exclusivity, that royalty is been granted to the inventor. So that is what the patent helps an intellectual. So as I mentioned, there are few patents on my screen where Alexander Graham Bell, improvement in telegraphy in 1876, Edison, the electric light bulb in 1880, and Oliver and Wright, they invented a flying machine, and various forms of it has become today the aeroplane. But the original inventor is Oliver and Wright. And then acetyl salicylic acid, which is a blood thinner. So what can be patented? So as I mentioned, any new novelty which has a advantage to humankind, environment, and some manufacturing production, productivity, anything, the end use helps the human race in terms of education, in terms of treat health, in terms of food, in terms of some mobility, transportation, in terms of attending or controlling the natural calamities, all those things can be patented. So what do you mean by the novelty? The invention must be new. So today a bulb is being created, a bulb with a transparent glass around it. If I say I also made a bulb with a blue glass, means that is not novelty. So the novelty should be on the later advantage came with the LED. Then those are the different novelties. So the own companies have their own patents on LED. That is the different way of emitting the light. So those are the novelties. And a person, as per the non-obviousness, a person should not follow the same field what the original patent has done. So it's called again copycat activity. So the patents. So these are the what areas we can patent, and also we can patent some, as I said, mentioned food. Some grains are being like rice or wheat. So based on the major requirement. So today, because of our earlier Sona Masuri rice, Surekalu variety, which is getting to common pure Surekalu, which is given to a very under poverty person from the ration. So those breeds have been manufactured and produced on large quantities and provided a subsidized rate. So those are the food areas which are grown with minimal water and any drastic condition also, and the output can be given to the poor who can have the food and further continue their life. However, there are some other varieties of the rice also, like basmati. So that has some other area of quality that has a low GI index compared to the regular rice. So GI index, glycemic index, means if you eat 100 grams of rice, normal rice, it gives 60% of sugar levels are increased. Whereas if you use basmati rice, which is tasty, smelly, whereas the GI index, you get the 30% of the glucose levels out of that. So those are the advantages and the differentiations with the different way of thinking and inventions. Here is a flow chart. Hope again it will be a challenge to show you all that how a patent is been uh, how to file a patent procedure in India, right? So as I mentioned initially, we have to file an application and we'll get a provisional note that you have given some idea, and in within a year you have to complete those ideas. So today you have something in your brain thought that I am going to kill COVID virus with this molecule, and you go and patent it, but within 12 months you have to complete the idea how you are going to do that. And then it is, if you are not going to do that, then it is abandoned, it is cancelled. Then if you again do that in 18 months, it is publicated and you get the pre-grant opposition. And then there are few questions, how you do that, all those things. Sometimes it may be rejected also, and sometimes it can be allowed also, because a lot of intellectuals also will be sitting against your idea, because all ideas cannot also randomly approved by the statutory bodies. Hence examination will happen on your thought process, right? So if you might have seen a movie called Robo, right? Robo, the superstar Rajnikant movie, where Robo was brought to army, and there it was assigned some activities, and a reviewer would check it, and he may not approve and he may approve. He can do some introspective questioning on that. So in that way, your ideas will be examined. If you come up with the rational and proper justification, your application moves ahead and you will grant the publication. And then with all the realistic support and your research and your real research data should support your thought process, and it should gives a good results, then only your patent is granted. Then later you have to maintain your patent by renewal fees. So then later patent continues for 20 years. So this is the overall schema of patent filing. I think you can get it any even sites also. So international classifications of patents by function, how they function, right? So utility wise, so what are the apparatus? There are certain utilities, some screwdriver, some new type of screwdrivers are there, which can do multiple activities. Say Bosch has come up with some toolkit where you can do multiple activities. There is Allen key type of tool is there, which can, with one Allen key and with one type of screw, a machine can be built. So those are certain utility areas. And for example, an apparatus. So we in the lab we used to distill by a setup like still head, condenser, and receiver. Nowadays in R&D labs we are coming with the advanced model of rotavapors, where just fix it to a rotary vapor where it has already fixed a condenser and a vacuum setup. So all this comes into utility ways. Earlier, to heat and cool, we used to use firewood, then came a gas stove, a burner, then LPG, then now solar systems, and now nuclear powers are there to heat and cool the waters on way. So various ways of ideas are generating. And the designs. So there are many designs. Say if you take the construction work, earlier how the construction was happening. Say let us take the advanced construction work with the rods and the cement. Now people are coming with a new design, precasted designs. If you see new constructions of bridges and compare with the old one, how they have been constructed, and today in a day we are constructing a bridge. Recently China, within hardly 10 days they have built a 500-bed hospital. When I visited China, in 100 days they built even 100-story building with 100 people as a laborers. So these are all designs, thought process, which materialized in a short period, coming up with a new and big structures. And the plants, that is trees, as I mentioned. So seeds, some seeds, I mentioned the rice, hybrid seeds, okay. And tomato, Bangalore hybrid tomato made, it's a breed of potato and the actual tomato, and come up with a breed of Bangalore tomato which is stays for long days. In such way, there are many food items being cultivated across the world. So how the patents are there again? So there are direct product patents. So a person made a COVID virus medicine, he made it and he got a product patent out of that. Okay, so that product is exclusivity for him because it's a new blockbuster drug which is going to address the many mankind. So far, whatever the deaths has been happened, it can stop further those deaths. It can stop its development into further. So earlier there was no TB drug. Later on, when isoniazid and rifampicin was developed, the TB was controlled, which was as good as COVID virus, the TB bacteria. So now, if we come up with some product, it is called a product patent. Then the monopoly continues in the market. Say US FDA grants the patent, grants the FDA that this person can sell this drug. However, a process patent, that is the new way of making the COVID drug, some other person makes, right? But different intermediates forms, end of the day the drug forms. And then he comes up with the new formulation. So the existing COVID drug was oral tablet. So the next drug will be like maybe injectable. So one injection, tablet should have been taken for 6 days. The COVID injection, one shot is sufficient to cure the disease. So he will get the new way of formulation, that is abbreviated new drug. So that the drug is already there, but it is abbreviated in a new form. It is called ANDA. So product patent, it is new drug administration, NDA, whereas the other form of its administration is called ANDA, ANDA, administered new drug. So I'm bit entering into other area, sorry for that, but it is called regulatory affairs. If chance is given in future, I may give a presentation on the same regulatory affairs. But since regulatory affairs and intellectual properties goes hand in hand, hence it is good to have, I have touched upon that part as well. So product is there. He got the new drug administration patent, product patent, and the next person got the process patent. He has come up with the drug and he has come up with the new form of the drug, that is injectable. So he will get that exclusivity. So there, the innovator who has filed the product patent can file a case against a process patent and a holder that he has used my drug, my process, he's making my process. So they fight in a court. That then the defender, the other ANDA filed patent person, he will say, tell that, sir, my drug process is simpler and economical. The existing COVID drug tablet is 100 rupees per tablet, and the patient has to consume 10 tablets in a week, whereas my injection, one injection 10 rupees, and one injection is sufficient to cure disease. Then I'm sorry, yeah. So the drug, sorry, that was some good listen. We have listened mantras, good for health. So the injection, then the judge will give the exclusivity of 180 days to the person who has come up with the injection part for 180 days. So innovator and the other person can sell the same drug. So though there is a product patent, the another scientist has come up with the new form of the drug and he also gets that royalty. So end of the day, when the price is less and the mankind is benefited, so government gives him advantage. So that is what all is intellectual property rights in a nutshell. So I have explained product patent, process, and even the formulation patent in this slide. So having said that, we have discussed about intellectual property and what types of patents and how to file a patent, and uh, then how a conflict between the patent happens when there is a product patent, process patent, and a formulations patent. So we have discussed so far on the presentation in the intellectual property current presentation. So let me to the actual how a patent is looked. So you might have seen the patent, but what are the items? The contents are available. Glimpse of that patent are captured in the bibliographic data. And specification, title, background of the invention, brief summary of the invention, what it does. So in the specification part, they say that this drug is useful for treating this type of cancers, uh, human bone metastasis or blood metastasis or whatever. So, and then if there are drawings, they keep major structures on that. And if there are certain claims, like there are certain intermediates to be claimed, those are also captured in these areas on highlight. This is the schematic presentation of the patent when you go through an internet, and you will see, as I mentioned, the title, purine derivatives, the patent number, the inventor names, and assignee to which company it has given. So Beecham Group, you know, SmithKline Beecham, the paracetamol Crocin company, that is, and then the filing date and when it was prioritized. All those things will be given in this. And abstract. So the present invention, if you see, the present invention provides an antiviral compounds formula, and a structure is also given on the bibliographic page. And these are some of the, while once we are doing searching one patent, we can get some related patents as well. So hence those are called the family patents. So if you see on purines, say one X person, Karnakar has filed some patent, then Raghuveer has done something, and then Kondaji has done something. So all those family related patents are displayed in this area. These are all the internet-based way of looking at a patent. If you see the hard copy of a patent, how does it look? Here is the same thing which I have given. And the one when I was, this is the patent which I got when I was working with Dr. Reddy's in 2016. If you see the yellow color highlighted Raghuveer serial, my name, and my address is given here. So this is a hard copy of the patent. So this patent is about the anti-cancer drug afatinib. It's an oral administration drug. So we have come up with the new polymorph on this, hence we have patented. However, this patent we have not continued further because the polymorph was not much stable enough to take it to further marketing. Here, I believe in your childhood days, you might have seen this folded chair where your grandfather might have been sitting and relaxing, reading a paper. So this can be folded and carried anywhere, any place. So this chair was patented by William B. Wenzed, inventor. However, I remember prior to that also we might have seen one more folding chair which is not been patented in India. So you might have understood that is the importance of the patent. He might have gone through these many uh, rods in that, whereas our olden days a folded chair was coming with hardly 2 to 3 sticks, if you remember the wooden sticks, and a cloth was for hanging in between, and we used to sit and relax. So in what ways he has done the claims, you can see background of the invention, descriptions of the drawing, summary of the inventions. These are all specification parts. And these are the drawings, what he has taken. So what is the length? Every area he has claimed all his ideas. So I think I have captured all this filing, date of filing, filling the date. So all those things, I think we can skip this slide. And I have also discussed about the product patent, new chemical entity, say COVID drug, and which is a pharmaceutical ingredient, right? If it comes. So I've discussed about the new drug and how the patent is been granted, and how the another drug, the same drug in different route comes, and how the he get the claim. So patent term is 20 years, as we mentioned. So these are the important sites to be remembered for checking the patents. That is eSpaceNet, USPTO, WIPO, and Free Patents Online. So these are the links which are used to search the patents. Thank you.
Karnakar sir,
Ravi sir.
Yeah.
అయిపోయిందా?
Yeah.
Sir, is it
Continue please
over?
another session. Continue on behavioral safety. Then after you will give
Okay.
time to queries.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want me to go to the safety presentation part?
Yes sir. Yes. Yes.
So I'll try to present that. I was working on sharing the screen for that. So
Okay,
let
sir.
me check. Give me couple minutes for that.
Okay sir.
So the thing is, when now only host can share in this meeting. So maybe I did not get those permissions. Can you give me that permission, Karnakar?
Okay sir. I will give screen share.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Means,
Sir, I give screen share sir.
did I get my? Huh?
Okay sir.
Yeah,
I
just
permit. I
hold on.
permit screen share.
So learning these all new things. So COVID has making us to learn a lot of new things, right?
Yes sir. Yes.
Share the content.
sir, you are connected with phone. That's why you can present through phone.
Yeah, I'm checking that. Yeah, hope you can all
Yes,
see my
yes,
screen.
Yes, sir. Visible. Visible.
Okay, great. Now it got successful.
Yes.
Okay. So this I made it very long back. However, when I was in Dr. Reddy's, when I got trained on safety observations and interactions, which is bringing change in safety culture. So uh, all this, whatever my learning so far, I I forward this regards to my company earlier, Dr. Reddy's, and DuPont, where I got trained on that as a safety observer certification. I have cleared that, and across India, wherever those were Dr. Reddy's sites, I did the behavioral safety trainings to bring the uh, individual to get himself changed. So one who change himself can bring a change in the society. So which is a bit pain, but we have to start the change. So initially when COVID came, maintaining the social distancing, wearing the mask, uh, and in the lockdown was a bit challenge. So changing to the new culture will be definitely a challenge. However, whenever there is a new thing coming, it comes with a pain, but we have to change ourselves to use it and go forward and take it as a area of improvement. So that is what today I will be focusing on: individual behavioral safety. Actually, when we enter into a room, I believe my introduction, everything was done very well. When we enter into a room, we talk about where are our emergency exits, all those things. So now, since we are at our home, we are safe enough and need not to bother in an emergency to run out of home. Again, ground rules, like in a conference room, when you come up with your bags, you have to keep it at wall, not in the way of people walking, so that someone may fall. And also your phone should be kept mute. Now everyone should be keep on mute. I believe we are all having a good education background, right? And we are coming from all the premier institutes. We have born, grown up, attended our primary school education at very small villages without minimum infrastructure, and in a very hardships we might have traveled long distances, and we have passed through many examinations, came on board with a government organization, and we are continue to excel ourselves and performing our jobs and responsibilities. However, now people got a good, very luxury life. They can travel anywhere in minutes. Infrastructures improved even in the government sector as government schools also. And so people should take care of themselves with the speed, the way we are growing in the society. Here is a picture. So mostly our this discussion would be on picture depicted areas. So if you look at the picture, a person is walking very leisurely. So why these pictures are mainly on industry front. So bear with me. I believe you have to extrapolate your thought process onto the areas where you are working and what can go wrong, right? So in an industrial area, when a person is walking like this, what can go wrong? So if you look at this person in day-to-day life, if somebody is walking very leisurely, very easily on that a big height cliff in such a way, then people will shout at him, "Hey Baba, what are you doing? Where are you going? You are walking simply." So that is the way we respond to somebody. But if you see him first, he is wearing a helmet. Hopefully he is wearing a safety belt, and he is also having the safety thread and a hook also. But the problem is he has not fixed it to, yeah, he has not fixed to uh, any of the fixed stand over there. So just he is carrying and walking. He should fix to one of the area and then walk, and then he has to fix in another area, then he has to walk. So he might have been undergone training on that, but however his behavioral, sometimes his expertism, his mannerism says that what can go wrong. I am an expert. Since years I am working. Nothing can happen to me. I am expert in these areas. So that's why he will take the easy way of working, and sometimes this unsafe act may lead into accident and his life can go. However, when his life goes, what are the other areas are affected? He will be dying, he will be sleeping in the graveyard, over his job. But the problem aftermath starts, his family, his dependents, right? And then the organization reputation, the organization business, everything comes down. So that is what one has to follow, the inculcate the safety practices. So that is why I discuss mainly any safety by representing with a picture. So one has to think about that picture. One has to, when you people go to your work areas, you have to think while walking what can go wrong when you are in a leisure time. Say if you're all teachers on this link, when you enter into the classrooms, just look at the conditions, how your classrooms are there, how the electricity's been there, how the switches are there, whether students operate those switches can get harmed, and what is going to happen. So just think about the unsafe act or unsafe condition. Not only stopping there, think the consequences of unsafe act and unsafe conditions. So this is another picture, a safety contact. So a person, I believe he is standing on a petroleum tanker, right? And how he is standing and what he is doing. He is looking at a mobile phone. Good. He is wearing a helmet. He is having a safety shoes. So he is following certain norms of the industry. However, if a driver unknowingly starts the vehicle, what happens? The person suddenly may hit to the pipes. He may fall down and come below the tires of those lorry, or the mobile phone may trigger a static electricity, and then the petroleum product will catch fire and the industry may capture total into the flames. So these are the unsafe acts of a person. A person thinks, what I am doing unsafe, but those acts are very minor. You may be doing very minor risks you might be taking, but once out of 10 risks, one risk may result into fatality, a death. So see the person who is climbing a construction area, right? So he's having safety shoe, he is having a safety belt, and it is harnessed to the fixed area, and he's climbing properly. But what is wrong? The wrong part is he is handling the tools in his hand. So we have seen various situations. Now this is advanced. Person has improved the knowledge. He has put a helmet. He has put a safety belt. He has put on a safety shoes. But still, we see a gap. The tools are in his hands. One area he has grabbed the pole very well. The other area he could not catch the pole to climb up. The pole he cannot grab because the tools are there in his hand. So he should have put on the tools where the provision is there on his overcoat or the apron or the dress which he is wearing, meant for to do his job. So the slogan is, it's the people behavior, right? It's the people that is we. It's our behavior, our unsafe acts, which really determines if it's an incident will occur or not. So we might be traveling on a scooty. We are all principals. We are all heads of departments. We know everyone. We are at good positions. We have a very good education background. We are very well disciplined, but somewhere we are missing our safety behavioral aspect. We drive to a market, suddenly your wife calls. You pick up the phone while driving and listen to it. There is no helmet. It's good you are wearing helmet. Again, you will pick up a phone, keep inside behind your ears, and you will be in a fraction of second, your attention will lost. You may hit to the lorry or you may hit it to a pedestrian, and it may result into the incident. That is what this statement is. So think always, right? Think always, do it the safe way, do it the right way, do it every day. So if it is unsafe, so when there is an unsafe act happening around you, don't sit quiet, right? In your organization or anywhere, if there is some unsafe act is happening, please don't sit quiet. Or when you drive, if you see somebody doing unsafe, just stop him and report to him in a harmonized way, right? When you travel, a person is traveling, you might have seen many times a sari, a pillow of a lady sitting backside of a motorbike that may go into the wheels. Then we may go aside and we say, please take care of yourself. That is what it is been depicted over here. So the red person is responsible. He has to always inculcate safety behavior into his team members in the blue helmets. So this is about the individual safety. Then comes this slide. Okay. What is this slide says? You might be looking at a open roof, a small open roof without covered. And this person is thinking, I thought every worker knew he had to secure the harness properly while working at heights. So when a person is working at height, he has not harnessed the safety. He has a safety shoes, helmet, safety belt, but he has not harnessed it to a strong, a strong pillar. He has harnessed it to fragile object and he has fallen. So as a manager, here is a manager, the person who is thinking, this manager, what he is thinking, that say a principal is thinking that I told my all teachers to take care of the children, but still children fell into the old well behind the school. So what was that principal's responsibility? Whether he has inspected daily, whether after writing a protocol, whether he has followed the protocol, observed those protocols, whether people were following or not. So these are the areas a manager, a principal, or a head of the department should take care. So these are some of the statistics. Maybe these statistics are now grown to a sky level. So in 2010, maybe 10 years back, it was 1.5 lakh people. Maybe today there are 2 lakhs of road accidents might have happened in this year. 3 lakhs. Today morning, I have seen one of my friends shared 3 lakhs, more than 3 lakhs of accidents have happened. People died because of accidents. And injured are around 5 lakhs also. Why this is happening? It is because of the vehicles. The vehicles which have been registered at alarming rate. Every day to day, the registration is happening. Economy is growing. Vehicle is being purchased with a 10,000 bucks rupees. Just go give 10,000, get your vehicle and get it registered. Rest of the money you pay in the EMI, right? So the availability of vehicles are very easy. So people are buying vehicles. It has become a fancy that, and also a social status that a person should have a bike. A person who is already having a bike will think about having a car, and a person who is having a car, he will think about a multiple cars, SUV, all those things. So in this way, day to day, lot of vehicles been registered, and the incidents are happening mainly because of the drivers. So driver's fault, it's the driver's fault majorly, around 80%. And the people, the 2 to 3% people are the pedestrians. Again, how they are becoming the victims, that is while walking, they are thinking somewhere, they are looking into their mobile phones, right? And the cyclist around 1 to 2%. And bad road conditions, sometimes weather conditions. When you are traveling, suddenly tree falls and accidents are happening. And very recently, Kolkata, the weather condition has taken away around 80 people, and there was a lot of property damage. So this slide says that 80% of the incidents or the accidents are happening because of the people and their behavior. So I urge to all the participants that think a while before driving, before starting. What are the safety protocols you have to follow? Have a seat belt, have your vehicle properly checked, and when you drive, do not give attention to your mobile. Just switch off your mobile, reach your office, or keep it in an auto answer mode. Or when you are starting from this starting point and you want to reach to other point, then inform that person that in another 20 minutes I'll be reaching your place. If there is a meeting and you are getting late, don't worry, go to the meeting late and have 2 words from your boss, but drive safely. That is, you will be leaving for another meeting on time. Otherwise, if you go to the rush, you will leaving the world.
Raghavi sir,
Yeah.
please conclude. Many are waiting for their questions, I hope.
In the safety aspects?
Please conclude.
Or yeah,
Please
okay.
conclude.
I mean,
many are waiting for their questions.
on safety or intellectual?
They may ask, maybe intellectual property rights or safety.
So what's the time right now?
Sir, 7:15, sir. 7:15.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, fine. So
conclude with one or two slides. Conclude
so
fastly.
the objective is to inculcate world-class safety culture through positive change in people's behavior towards voluntary adherence to the safe. So we have to change voluntarily and follow the safety practices. See, this is the iceberg, the Titanic. If you see at the iceberg, you will remind of Titanic. So a movie Titanic, while it was going, the driver sees the small part of the iceberg on the sea part. Then he thinks that he has diverted the ship in a safer way. But however, the hidden iceberg was not seen by him, and it met with an accident. So in that way, whatever we see, few incidents today, one incident are the results of many hidden small incidents, unsafe acts. That's what this picture says. So all teachers, students, everyone has to follow safety aspects. In the interest of the time, I stop this. So wear seat belt, proper tools, keep your things properly at home, use right tool for the right job. Say for a screw, in place of screwdriver, people will be using spoon in to tight a screw nut, and sometimes they get hurt by themselves. Okay, I am done. I am done. There were few exercise. There are few pictures also how unsafely people are working. You see, one is wearing helmet, one is not wearing helmet, and it's a wet area, and there is a power cables here. So whenever you see these type of things in your work premises, please report it and make a corrective action on that. Right? And this is the right tool. A person is standing on a height which is not meant for to use that. He has to use a proper stand to stand or at a height, right? And he's not using helmet also. Helmet is kept aside. If he falls, he may get head injury. See, he is doing proper work. He has harnessed to the pipe using the helmet, working at a height. I am done.
Sir,
Thank you.
Questions?
Yeah, Raghuveer. So many of the people they are asking about this document. So can you share this document as a PDF form?
Yeah, definitely. Give me some time. I have to take the permission of our our department, and then I can share these documents with Karnakar more or less next week. So Karnakar, you can share my email, mobile number to the people who say they can call me on Sunday or Saturday sometime same time.
And we will send through mail, sir. Individual mails.
Yeah. You my email ID is
You type chat, sir, chat box.
can I tell my email ID?
Sir, through chat box.
Yeah, I will. Sure.
Yeah. Any questions from participants?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Congratulations and thank you. Give wonderful talk, and you cleared all the whatever the queries in our mind existing earlier. But now few questions regarding the for patent filing. What is the basic charge for in India as well as abroad? Minimum charges. So if either academia,
see,
either
the charges.
Yeah.
So charges are dynamic. It depends on geography wise, and it changes with the time. Maybe today 2 lakh of rupees is there for a patent.
For a single topic point of or each page also the counting also each page.
Page that detailing I don't have. You can write to me. I can give those details.
Okay, and can we patent here, but sometime we apply for outside, they may be not granted. What is the reason behind for that?
Means the novelty you might have not justified. You might have not. You might have failed in justifying your novelty. That's why you may not get the patent.
No, but we get in India. Then why not we get outside of India? That is the reason.
Outside, yeah, it's a domain change. This is our area where this can be operated for the again. There's as I mentioned, regulatory functions, regulatory bodies are there. Patents which can be regulator markets, you will have grants and patents may not have standards you have to meet. So that's why they won't grant.
Okay, thank you.
Rather than just simply filing may not work out. Just simply filing may not work. If you are going for some cause, like as I mentioned, today you have made a paracetamol in India. Okay, some in other route, some different route, and you have come up with some different polymer or some different application. And if that has a major human benefit, so it will be evaluated, and that patent can be further extended to, you can file in other countries also.
Okay, in thank you, sir. One question only. In our India, what is the parameter 3E or F, which is not in the other country, but only India have the 3E F? What is the meaning of this?
It's the level of importance.
So if
so
you are
how
not
relevant?
Yeah.
How relevant? How like the level of say its results, how it is going to help. So people file for small things also day to day, right? So they will be covered in one level. So certain evaluation levels are there. So if it goes to certain high level, then you will be more prone to getting it to final patent also, granted, finalized.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hope I have answered your question rightly. If
Yes,
not, also I can email. You can write to in an email. I can
I'm waiting
answer.
for your email ID so I can.
I just posted in the chat.
Any more questions?
Oh, thank you, Raghuveer. So my kids also, yeah, they have listened this presentation. Actually, they are very, very much interested. Your clearance and explanation and with daily examples. Really, thanks once again.
Just a minute.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
I request Bhavani Madam to say vote of thanks. Bhavani Madam.
Hello.
Ask madam. Hello. Bhavani Madam. GDC Jairaman. Madam in mute.
మేడం మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు సార్.
వినాయక్ కుమార్ సార్ ప్లీజ్.
అనురాధ మేడం ఉన్నారు కదా, రమేష్ సార్ లేడా?
రాలేదు సార్.
ఓకే 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 ఓకే. హలో
సార్, ఆడిబుల్ సార్.
అంటే నన్ను కంక్లూడ్ చేయమంటారా? ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్ ఫర్ ఆర్గనైజింగ్ దిస్ వెబినార్ in this lockdown period, doing social distancing what we feel, and the patent rights what you have told about the consumer goods, I think very much useful for the faculty. And also the second part which you covered about the safety measures and what we have to take when we were moving in the society, and also I think the most safety measures that we have to take during this lockdown, it reminds us. And on behalf of all the participants who have spent their time in this webinar, and on behalf of Sadasapet College, I once again thank you very much to the speaker Raghuveer sir and also all the participants for spending your time in this short duration of webinar. Thank you very much.
Sir,
Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, we will send feedback form to your mail, sir. After filling the feedback, automatically will get certificate. Thank you to all. Thank you, Ravi sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir Vinayak sir.
Okay, sir.
I will
Thank
close.
you. Okay.
Thank you everyone for bearing me for 1.5 years, 1.5 hour.
Sir.
Okay, sir.
Sir.